Welcome everyone. You just want to point out that there is a chat here. So if you have any questions along the way, feel free to pop it in there. If you also want to tell me what kind of business that you might have, what your interests are in automation and conversion, I will see how I can add also examples, maybe more specific examples for your business or your industry, or add information related to possibly what you put in. So I will get a little notification if you put something in there. So let me know if there's anything that you want to share that allows me to customize the content better for you guys. I'm going to share my screen. Just going to take it up here quick. Are we able to see my screen? Can I get someone in the chat popping?
Yes.
Yay!
Yes, we can see the screen. Yeah.
Great stuff.
Good to see.
So I'm going to talk about great stuff. Seeing some thumbs up there. Awesome. So I'm going to talk about something that is usually quite popular when I talk about tech and marketing. This is very related to tech. Conversion of website visitors, advertised clicks, etc., to actual customers. So we don't really stop by just creating ads and creating a website and then what? We get traffic to those, and we pay for traffic to those for many like ads, etc. But how do we get them to become actual customers? And we by using automation, we facilitate the process. So I'm going to talk about today why or the theory behind why people convert, or how that actually happens. And then I'm going to show you some examples on how to use automation along those different steps. That will include automate your sales funnel and overall increase conversion rates and return on investment of ads. So putting in a little bit of effort into automating some simple processes, which allows us to be consistent so that we can convert those clicks into clients. So that can be website clicks, it can be ad clicks, it can be any traffic that you generate to any of your channels. So we're going to have a little look at that. So I've defined the goals a little bit. So I'm going to divide this into 3 different parts. So the 3 goals that I've sort of set for this session is, how do we get more customers from our marketing? The theory behind it and why it's like that. Some stats, etc., that shows why this is the case. Then I'm going to talk about efficient spend on of your marketing budget. Where should you focus? What priorities should you have? So we will look at overall why the different steps you need, but then in this section we'll look at how to prioritize them. So the common thing is also to not really understand how to prioritize. So you think you're putting in the effort in one area, but you're missing another. So you're not getting the results that you could have in the first area because you're not doing what you should be doing in the second area or the third. So we will have a look at that whole process, and we will look at how to prioritize. Now, what that will be for your specific business, we will see that may vary. That's why it's great to also have examples if anyone wants to share what business they might be having or looking at, but also what you have in place. So, but I will show you a model that will give you the answers for your business. So you'll just see what you have, and you will see what you have to do thereafter. Then I'm going to go into a little bit more of the tech part of it, where I'm going to speak a little more about automating this process specifically. So first we're going to look at why we need to have a process, how that works, that process, how to prioritize that process. And during that, you're going to pile on a lot of things that needs to be attended to, but then we're going to look at how to ease those processes with automation at the end. And the result of this is really making a scalable business where you have everything in place to convert clicks into customers. So you get better return on investment from your ad spend, etc. while you also have a scalable business, because you're automating your processes. Automation also gives you feedback on what's working and not. So you will see where people get stuck, which again allows you to prioritize the right activities to get past those. Okay. So that is the goals for this session. There will also be a little bit of time for questions in the end, if someone has questions in the end as well. Or again, if you have questions along the way, just shoot. So let's start with how we get more customers from our marketing. First, I'm going to look a little bit about our expectations to the advertising efforts that we have, because this is normally quite a misconception for people and businesses that are not in the business of marketing. Even for marketing businesses, some don't even get this. So I'm going to go through a couple of sales stats. And 48% of salespeople never follow up with a prospect. If you ask us, and we have to understand, if you ask a salesperson about this, they will never say that this is the case. But there's two main reasons for this. One reason is that the business does not have a lead capture system. So leads are falling through the cracks. So they live off Excel spreadsheets, incoming mailboxes. There's no structure in how leads are captured, which just automatically makes you lose a lot of the leads that sort of just fall through the cracks. And I see this time and time again when we implement systems for clients. So to solve that, you want to have a CRM system, a customer management system, customer relationship management system is what the R is for, relationship, that allows you to really understand who people are. You have all their data. It also is very good for compliance because it shows you what data you have on people and who has access to that data. And it is something we have to worry about. And I'm sure there's sessions on that specifically as well. So you do want to have a CRM system, both for the compliance and to have all your data in one place. Now, what we want to do, and I'm going to show also when we come to the examples of the automation, we want to make sure that leads automatically go into your CRM system. So there's minimum room for not putting people in there. And compared to having notifications, say your calendar that you're going to follow up on that person at that time, and emails that needs to be replied to, etc., and tasks that you add into these email softwares. I know Outlook has it, for example, is that those get lost in everything. If you have a task in a prospect in a CRM system, that sits there until you either manually delete it or deal with it. So it's extremely difficult to have leads falling through the cracks if you have a system for it. So system in itself helps a lot. Then you have the second reason why salespeople don't follow up, which is they don't really feel confident in knowing where does this lead come from, what are they interested, how should I approach this lead, or this person, I don't really know. So there's a hesitation there. Again, salespeople would generally deny this, but we see that it's the case. Again, when we implement systems and we get all the leads in, we tend to have a little bit, because we're aware of this, we tend to have a little bit of an eye on what's going on, and we will notify our clients, hey, I see you got these 3 people, they've been sitting there for 3 days, maybe you should attend to them. We're not forcing them, but just pointing out, is helping businesses create better routines. Not only putting a system in, is creating the routines and changing the habits to make sure that they work as well. So basically half of prospects are lost purely because there is no CRM system and that hesitation. Then we have 25% of salespeople make a second contact and then they stop. Just every 4th salesperson does this. So it's quite few. This is from a British survey, quite a few years back, but these are quite standardized. You will see them popping up. Then we have only 10% of salespeople make more than 3 contacts. Generally, this happens because salespeople are worried about that. Hey, just wanted to follow up. Hey, just wanted to follow up. Did you see my email? That kind of communication that is sent, which is not the best one anyway, but we're going to get to that. But that's what happens because there is no process and system for the sales. So you end up with these dull emails that don't really do anything, and the salesperson feel like they're nagging because every time they see that mail go out and they feel bad about it. So only 10%, every 1 out of 10 salesperson actually follows up more than 3 times. And why is this important? It is important because only 2% of sales are made on the first contacts. That is like a hot lead, ready to buy. You came at the right time. They saw your ad just when they were ready to buy something, and they went and bought. So it's a very, very little percentage that is ready to buy straight away. Whilst 90% of sales are made on the 4th contact and up. And even just having, so these are fetched from a service-specific survey, these stats, but even 4 contact points it's actually quite low. Looking through real customers, we see that there's quite a few extra contact points, which is a reason why salespeople need to follow up, which is the reason why you need processes for that to be able to follow up, and you need the automation to make it consistent. So we'll look at how automation doesn't have to be or can be quite personalized as well. So we need to go back to that. What are actually your expectations to your advertising efforts? Because if you as a marketer sit and think, this is all going to be great, you have sales not necessarily following up correctly on the leads because they're not supported, and then your efforts are not yielding the results they should. You should get a lot better return on investment on your ads than what you're getting if you're not having nurturing processes in place and CRM system. You only need one. So let's look at how the customer journey looks. And I'm going to compare it to what the business needs to focus on. But let's first look at the customer journey. So first of all, a customer journey is something that your customer is your potential customer and your customers experience with your business. They will have that experience regardless of you dictating it or not. So if you don't do anything in some of these stages, whatever they experience, they will still experience. So they might experience absence if you're not there. So just understand that your potential clients and your clients are going through a journey regardless of you taking control over it or not. So that's why you preferably want to take control over it, and then we need to understand how it flows. So it generally flows like this. Your potential customer has a challenge or a problem that they want a solution to. And then they become aware of you as a supplier. Sometimes this happens at the same time, and this is where certain ad platforms are different. So if I do examples, Google and Facebook, for example. So on Google, people realize they have a problem, and then they actively search for a solution to that problem. And the awareness happens when you come up on the search engine. So that's things like SEO, having ads running, things like that will be relevant to come up there. While on, for example, Facebook, you can advertise for a product that they don't really know yet that they need. And we call it push notification because push advertising, because you pushing out a need more than waiting for people to have the need and come. And that's what these, so Instagram would be the same as well. Then the problem and the awareness can happen at the same time. Oh, wow, that's a nice thing. I might need that and I can buy it from the supplier. So that can happen at the same time. Then we go into a consideration stage. So the customer considers both their need and they consider you as a supplier. And today's day and age, trust is super important to be considered as a relevant supplier. People want good customer service. They want to know that previous clients are happy. They want to see that you have good reviews. They want to trust you. They want to trust that you know what you're doing. So there's a lot less trust than what it maybe was 50 years ago. Oh, 50 years ago wasn't really internet either. But let's call it just 10 years ago, actually. A lot less trust. Also, after COVID, the world became more international. So trust also changed around that time. Then we have the decision stage. The customer now decides, do I have the need? Do I not have the need? We can't force a client to have the need. They have to consider that. But through the consideration phase, we can nudge them in that direction, tell them all the reasons why they need what we're selling. And they will also consider you as a supplier. So they might decide, yes, I want to buy, but I don't want to buy from you. So this is where you want to control that customer journey so that you consciously place yourself in front of them to get more clicks to become clients. You're paying for that, for those ads. So you want to make sure that these elements are also in place to make sure you get return on those ads. There's no point of spending a lot of money on ads and not have any processes for how to generate actual customers. Then when someone has become a customer, we go into retention. So we want to keep them. And then we go into loyalty, where we're also looking at how to add more value, how to get them to be loyal, etc. So that is the customer journey. Now, as a business, we use something we call a life cycle marketing framework. And the focus in this life cycle marketing will differ depending on where in the customer journey the client is. When they are in that, I have this challenge, I wonder who I should buy this from, in that problem and awareness stage, the business focus is on collecting leads. Collecting leads consists of targeting. So you need to understand who you're targeting. I do have a resource on that I'm going to give you as well. And you need to attract them. And you need to capture them. If you don't do these things, you cannot move into nurturing them either. So that is quite important. So there's certain activities that we do in this stage, which is related to collecting leads, getting them into that CRM system, collecting them. Very important. Then when the client is in the consideration and decision phase, it's usually a very underutilized field of marketing in businesses. We want to focus on converting clients because we've seen from the stats, this doesn't happen by itself. We know our product is amazing, but the client doesn't know that. And they have so many options and there's doubt, there's mistrust and all of that. And no one likes to be sold to. So we need to make sure that we have a focus in this phase, specific activities after you capture them, to engage with them, nurture them, offer them the right thing at the right time. So we need to know what kind of interest they had. Which Facebook ad did they come in via? Did they come in via Google or did they come in via Facebook? Because if they came in via Google, they were already aware of their need. If they came in via Facebook, my example, then they are not that confident on their need yet. So we need to understand things like that when we are doing engaging and nurturing with a client, and when we offer. We need to understand how to create the offer depending on all of these elements. And all of that should be stored also in your CRM system. And then we need to close them. Don't underestimate how simple the checkout process needs to be or the purchase process needs to be. Any obstacle during the purchase process will immediately lose a sale. And you might have to add in so much more extra nurturing, etc., to get that sale. So be super critical. I often say to companies when, say, an e-commerce site or something like that, and say, yeah, but the buy button is there. And I would answer, but I didn't see it within 2 seconds, so you might as well not be there. So people shouldn't be go looking for a buy button. You shouldn't add too many options as well, and being careful with upsells. When are you doing upsells? So there's a difference between, okay, I want to buy product A, but before I check out, I'm offered product B. So then I'm like, okay, you want the pants, but now before I buy the pants, I'm offered, no, this is, for example, online, I'm offered, oh, do I want a jersey as well? And I'm like, yeah, no, maybe I want a jersey. But I want that. Now, now I'm going to start looking at a jersey and I run out of time, sale falls through. As an example, if I checked out that pair of pants and then was offered, do you want to pair these jeans with this jersey? Then I'm adding on to that sale. I can do it in the same transaction. So adding on after the initial purchase can be beneficial. You can also, when you look at the next section about creating fans, to give them a discount on the jersey afterwards as well for 2 checkouts. But there's many ways this close can look, but be aware of those things. In the retention and the loyalty fans, this is probably the section where the smallest activities makes the biggest difference. You want to make sure you deliver. You want to make sure, so that is just delivering what you're supposed to deliver. You want to make sure that you impress, give it like personal notes, can be a lot of different things, but beyond their expectations, not beyond your expectations, beyond the customer's expectations. To be able to do that, you need to understand what the expectations are. And we're looking at multiplying. A great way to multiply or to get more return on investment is to get more value out of a customer that has converted. So multiply can be different things. It can be getting additional sale on a first sale. So someone buys once and they buy again. But it can also be things like getting Google reviews, which then helps you to convert clients again because you get better reviews. It can be referrals. It can be a lot of different things. And also note, if you're considering referrals, sometimes it can be cheaper to pay an existing customer or give them a discount for a referral than to get a brand new lead. Sort of depends what kind of services you have, but don't underestimate giving your clients stuff and discounts and some love for recommending you, giving you reviews and all of these things. Your multiply is really, really, really valuable. Do not underestimate it. But I'm going to go into the examples as well when we get to the actual automations. So here's just a different way, different presentation of how this works. It just shows how things all tie in together. So if you have gaps in this process, let's say you don't have lead capture, this sort of breaks, sort of flows. If you don't have lead capture, you can't continue to engage and nurture in the optimal way. It's more difficult to move on in the process. So it goes this way, but it also goes the other way. So example from the multiply, a review will help you in your conversion process. It can help you, it can even help you here in your capture process. You can have your referrals, that will be your new captures. So it's very important to not only see it as a linear one way, but to see how these things tie together. And that is very much relevant when we're going to prioritize as well, which activities gives the best results with the least effort, or which ones are the most impactful ones. So that is relevant to have a look at. So this is how I like to just look at it as all interconnected. And you need to do something at every single of these 9 steps. You see, you have 9 steps here at the bottom, and they will affect each other. If you don't do a good job in targeting, it's going to be difficult to attract. Let's see the question. Yeah, so it's a question. One of my biggest challenges with conversion process, especially when it comes to social media ads, is very slow and very low. Yes, so in social media, you have to pay to get visibility. That's first of all. So organic gets very, very little attention. So you have to pay for it. And this is where you really want to work here as well. There is there magic. If there was one formula that worked for everyone would be doing it. So what I'm going through here is the principles that you need to implement in your business, but I'm telling you what you need to do. And I'm going to tell you the priority in the next section as well. But you have to target your customers properly. You have to. You have to attract them. You want to attract the right clients. There's no need to have 5,000 views on an ad and no one clicks on it, because on Facebook or a lot of social media, you pay for the views. On Google, you pay for the clicks. So really consider, is social media the right place for me to advertise? Just because you like social media or know how to use Instagram doesn't mean that that's the right platform to advertise on. So you really have to be critical. And how are you capturing people? Are you capturing people? Or are you just sending them to your website? Is it read more in my blog, and then there's the blog and they read and that's it? So we have to look at how are we capturing leads? What is a journey that we're looking to create for that customer? So we say, okay, the right customer with our targeting and our attracting them. First of all, what will attract them? What is their problem? What are they looking to solve? And then what is our journey looking like? Okay, they see my Facebook ad and they want to click on it because, and then we are capturing them this way. So maybe you give them something for free. We're going to look at that as well. So collecting is definitely an important step. Getting that, so on your social media specifically, you will have metrics like views. That is relevant, but what you really want to get to is clicks to a landing page that is highly targeted. So this is now on attract, and see how many people submit, because then you will know if your problem lies on your landing page or your ads or your asset. So now you can differentiate where is the problem. It's not, oh, my Facebook ads are not working. You will know much more in detail what is not working. And you can put any effort there and not just abandon the whole project. So that will be things in the collecting leads that you want to look at. For converting clients, now you're going into your CRM system and doing metrics there. See, do people show interest for my emails? Look at email deliverability as well. It's not a topic for this session, but if you have any questions, that's also something I know some things about. A lot on the email marketing, but also how you're engaging and nurturing. Check what's working. It allows you to do that as well. So that will be some of the things. And again, look at your offer and closing process, etc. as well. But again, back to the first question, what are your expectations from your advertising effort? You have to understand that you need to have these things in place. So here's a free resource. It's just a resource that helps you capture some of these questions. It's literally just asking you a couple of these questions along, like, what are you doing in this and this phase? What are your goals for this and this phase? Just so you can reflect on your specific journey that you want to create for your clients. So in this mapping guide, you want to preferably look at your existing journey. And then based on your existing journey, you want to see where you can improve. So the starting point is mapping your existing journey, because then don't try to pile on with all the ideas yet. You can create maybe a separate one, use it twice, make one for this is what I'm actually doing, and then maybe one for this is what I want to be doing, and you see where the alignment points are, or misalignment, let's call it that. So that is just a little resource for you. So then once we've mapped everything, and have an idea, what kind of journey do we actually want to create? Now, how do we spend our resources efficiently? And here is the lifecycle marketing priority path that we use when we implement clients. So this is the secret sauce to how to prioritize. So when we do this for clients, a focus of ours is you have to start to get some results so you can maintain the process. If you don't see anything, it's very hard for a business or a customer to keep on going. So you need that motivation where you see that things are happening and you get the results in the right order. So I'm going to walk you through this priority path and why it's like that. The first thing we look at, first of all, people need to have a CRM system. Either they have one or they need one. I have a link at the end as well of this presentation if you don't have one, so that you can also use to get one. But first, we look at re-engaging existing lists. If anyone that comes has any existing contacts, we look at how can we re-engage this list. And I was reading an article in a book about sales. I think it was earlier this week, maybe it was on the weekend. Yeah, I can do that. I saw a little comment. So but I don't have any leads, I don't have any contacts. And it was, go to your mailing list, go to your social media, go to your phone list and see there's people there. You don't have to sell straight to those people. You can also be, it's like, yeah, but it's only my family and my friends and all of that. Communicate to them, hey, just relaunching this and this offer. Would appreciate if you could send someone my way. If you know of someone, you have more contacts than you think. Your social media, even if it's half dead and no one's interacting, you can always, there's potential there. It's just how you do it. And you have different types of leads as well. You have warm leads, you have cold leads, all of this. But if anyone has any existing lists, even if they haven't engaged with that list for some time, we look at how can we re-engage that list. Reason is, you only need your CRM system with the automated emails. That's all you need to do it. Low cost, no ads, really, really basic. And you can test what's working and you can try different messaging, etc. So I will also give you details about our blog. We got a blog on our website, but I will give that to you in the end. I think I have it on the last slide. Okay, so that is our lowest hanging fruits, the cheapest way to start working on converting clients. Then the next thing we look at is capturing leads from existing traffic. So we look at what are you doing at the moment and how can we make sure that we capture contacts from what you're already doing, because you're putting effort in there. So we want to check what are we doing? Do you have lead capture forms? Are you using things like lead magnets and downloads? How can we capture these contact details? And then obviously we're going to look at how we do it automatically. But that is really, really important because we don't want to just drive a lot of traffic to your website and then nothing else. Then nothing happens from there. So we really want to have it a little bit better with the targeting and attracting and making sure that we capture details. But first port of call might just be, how do we capture people that contact you on a contact page? It can be as simple as that. But we want to look at that. How do we capture leads from existing traffic? If you have lots of click to your website and no one contacts you, or they contact and they get lost, it has no value. So it's really, really important to do that. Then we look at your engage and nurture. Do you have a process? What does it look like? Should it be more segmented? If you don't have one at all, we just start off with something basic. And then as we get more confident and get more information, we will start segmenting. Nothing here needs to be perfect off the bat, just getting started and then start to improve it afterwards. So this is our priority path. Then we're looking at how do you deliver? Because if you don't deliver well, it's not gonna do, the rest of it will not do so well for you. Sometimes delivering a stellar customer experience comes down to communication only. So it doesn't mean that you have to improve your product, anything like that. It's about say, what expectations do you set and how do you meet those expectations? And that needs to match. Then we ask, we're going into the multiply, we're asking happy customers for referrals, and we do upselling and all the multiplication activities. If you don't have any customers, we obviously don't ask happy customers for your referrals, but we started working on getting those in and having processes for it. Very easy to sell, and then at the end of the sale, you sort of jump onto the next sale and there's no process for asking for referrals. So we get those, we get automated Google reviews and a lot of fun things going on there. You're going to look at it in automations. Then we look at your purchase process. How is it purchased? And all the way at the end, we look at generating new traffic to your website or to you. So all the way at the end is actually where we put the effort into the ads and those kind of things. We need to have the conversion process in place before we try to pour money into the advertising and generating the traffic, because that is the most cost-intensive activity per customer you get. All the other stuff is basically set up, and then it's done, and then it just runs for you and you can improve it. Only thing you have your cost for your CRM system, but that's it. All of these things then live there. It's your ads that you constantly have to put money into. Okay, so let's see how the tech can support this process. So I'm going to go through each of the 3 main stages: collecting leads, converting clients, and creating fans. So in the collecting leads stage, we're looking at targeting, attracting, and capturing leads. And all of these screenshots I got here is from the CRM system that I use myself, and that I also have a link to at the end that is automating as well. So a CRM system is essential to collecting leads efficiently. You have to you have to have a CRM system. And then we can have things like segmentation to attract. So you can have different segments where you might use different messaging. And when they come in, you know what were they interested in. So let's say you're doing, you are a shoe store. And you are selling running shoes and you're selling high heels. Now, the ads that go to high heels will not play on the same messaging that the one going for the running shoes. So that's just an example of how you can use the segmentation to attract. So you know what is, my example here is Bessie. What is Bessie interested in? Is she the high heel girl, or is she interested in the running shoes? And the communication that we do thereafter in our nurture will be dependent on that. We use forms and landing pages that are targeted and relevant to the segment, like I said. Here is another example for a consulting business, which offers a 30-minute free consultation. That is their lead capture on their website. So Bessie fills in her details and boom, she goes into the CRM system as a free consult lead. And here I see this history on here is a little bit expanded, what the CRM system actually looks like. Where you see, okay, you have this task, there's some messages, what's going on here, and here's just some other contacts. So that's what the CRM system gives you, all that detail. You will know how she got in, she will automatically be in the system, and we will generate a task that will not disappear in the mess of all the things you have to do. It will sit there. So we use lead magnets. So this free consultation will also be something like a lead magnet. Lead magnet is just something of value that you give the client in return for their details. It can be free consultation. It can be an ebook. It can be free information. It can be the first chapter of a book. It can be a free course. It can be a lot of different things. CRM systems, as I mentioned, you also need them for compliance. Converting clients. So this is about engaging and nurturing, offering, selling. And it's really about getting that. Now you capture the details, getting that to become a customer. We cannot force someone to buy, but we are working on increasing that likelihood and getting the better return on investment. Having a process allows you to improve the process. Not having a process doesn't allow you to improve anything. So some of the things here, is this guy, I can't remember his name because it didn't say here, but he's a web form lead. So he filled in a web form and we sent him an offer to join a webinar. And this is a paid webinar that we sent him here. If he accepts the offer, so he said, yes, I want to join the webinar and happy, and I'm ready to go. We send him the email follow-up, the relevant email follow-up. If he said, nah, not sure about this, and he rejects the offer, we might send him a discount code. And this helps. So we actually segmenting if he accepts straight away, or if he's rejecting, we can still close him by giving him that discount offer. So now we're not wasting the money we spent on getting him in. we're still closing a deal. We're just not making the same amount of money, and maybe we'll buy something afterwards. So don't worry about giving away too much there. Losing him all over costs you more. So we need to know your potential customer. The example I spoke about segmentation, where you need, are they into the running shoes or the high heels? You want to use a sales pipeline. So here's an example of what the sales pipeline look like. So this is a default sales pipeline going on here. There's actually two work in progress. There's also one for internal delivery. So in the WOW or in the creating fans, in the delivery stage, you can also have a process for how you want to deliver. But here you have the leads are automatically coming in here. So this person is interested in a coaching course. This guy's interested in a webinar subscription, and there's also a webinar subscription. And when they qualified, we drag them over to qualifying. And when they won, they drag them over to one. Now, these stages can look different depending on your business. They can be customized. But that's sort of the principle. And these deals live in this pipeline until you delete them or that they won. So they don't go away. You can't just forget leads when they're sitting in a pipeline. You can also automate along your pipeline. So when a lead comes in, automatically create a task for this and this salesperson to follow up. Or you can have a stage that is offer is sent, where you automatically follow up. If the offer hasn't been accepted, you automatically follow up. Hey, wanted to check in, and you can add some more value than the standard, did you see my offer? So add a little bit more value. Now you can start to have time to do that because you're standardizing it and you get it done. You can build relationship and trust in the emails in a qualifying stage, for example, or you have done the offer, but they haven't accepted yet. You might want to add a little bit of nurturing where you build that trust up so they know they can trust you. You want to offer the right thing at the right time, like this one. Does he accept? Yes. Does he not accept? Get another offer. You can use landing pages for exclusive offers or easy access to relevant information, something that it might be only relevant to them. And also special offers can be something you don't want to really advertise on the website, but it's a special offer like a discount code or a special discount offer that you don't want available for everyone. Then you can use specific pages that don't live on your website, but they live outside your website and can only be reached via those email links that you might be sending. And in this Keep system as well, there's also a landing page builder. You can build landing pages and all of that. It must be super easy to purchase. Yes, please. Check out. Thank you. So all of those things we're looking for in the conversion process. Thinking if there's anything else. I haven't given examples of any email nurturing, but I can let me know if you want some examples of that as well. There's really segmenting. If they're interested in that, send them this. If they're interested in that, send them that. If they purchase, take them out of the nurturing and stuff like that. Then we have creating fans, deliver, impress. Okay, I'll add some examples of email nurturing. But I'll go through this one first because I don't have screenshots of the email nurturings. I'll have to talk you through it. This is about delivering, impressing, wow. And as I mentioned on the previous slide, you might want to create a process and a pipeline for your deliveries as well. So here's an example of an automation of your delivery process. So a job is complete, someone has purchased, and they go into whatever needs to be done in the delivery stage, and that can be okay. Accounts department must create them in our accounting system. I need to order those and those things from this and this supplier, and all of these things can happen automatically. Once a job is complete, so when a deal enters, job is complete, immediately send an email to ask for a Google review. So this is an example of your automated asking for Google reviews. It just happens, and you can have this rotate. If they don't give a review, you ask again. And if they still don't give a review, you might have a break, and then you ask again in 3 months. If they're still a client, obviously, but that will be dependent on your specific business. If they have purchased, so this is an example of someone who has purchased an online course. If someone has already purchased an online course, we can multiply by offer a discount on the next course. And why can we offer this discount on the next course and not lose money? Because we don't have to spend the time and effort and the money to get them in as a lead. So you have something to play with here to give them, to get them to buy again. So be aware of that. So don't be scared of giving existing clients stuff, because you don't have to spend time and effort on building the trust. So what you want to focus on is keeping the relationship going, so you can have post-sale nurturing. That can be the standard newsletters. It can be that, but you might want to specialize it a little bit more, segment it a little bit more based on what they actually bought from you. You can give them extra information and added value. So just after they bought something, you can, first of all, give them 50% off the next course. Or you can give them information on how to look after something. So say I bought these high heel shoes as my example, and now I'm getting information on how to look after them and what kind of polish I need to use and stuff like that. Or I might put in an internal task to add a personalized note in the packaging. You want to have active complaint handling. Also quite easy to automate. You send out a mail, hey, are you happy? Are you not happy? And that's where you want your segmentation again. If they are happy, you immediately ask for their Google review. If they're not happy, you don't want to ask for the Google review. Then you want to make sure that a person in your company phones them very quickly and says, hey, I noticed you weren't happy. What can we do to correct it? You want to make sure you ask for those reviews and referrals, as this example up here shows, and get that repeat sale and the loyalty that gives added value. Here's a special. If you don't have a CRM system, you can grab this link. The pricing here is not available on their official website, far from it. So this, if you want to have a special deal here, you need to grab this link specifically. You will not find it anywhere else. Okay, so let's have a look. I'm going to play this video. So let me know in the chat, because I might not hear it. I don't know if the video sound is turned on here. But let me know if you can't hear it, because then I will just stop it. But I just want to show you this little video. This is a guy from Keep, just one of their videos on how you can use automation in your business. And he covers some of the things that I've talked about as well, but it shows you more. So let's have a look. Let me know if you can't hear it.
Greetings from everyone at Keep. Today we're talking about how can small businesses use automation. Howdy, I'm Derek Haryu, and today we'll be talking about the ways your small business can use automation. To remain profitable and competitive, small businesses are investing more and more in automation, technology, and software, with sales and marketing being key automation areas. When you apply automation to your sales and marketing process, not only do you get more profit, but you get more leads, more customers, and better yet, more repeat customers. Marketing automation can help score and nurture leads throughout the sales cycle and boost conversions by targeting customers with the highest purchasing potential. New customers rarely purchase from a business the first time they learn about it, which is why marketing automations such as personalized email campaigns are vital to building and fostering client relationships. Through regular, thoughtfully crafted sends, you'll be able to encourage lead relationships and increase conversion rates. Follow-up emails sent to customers who browse your website, fill out a data capture, abandon their cart, or even write a negative review can help complete the potential transaction. Zappos CEO Tony Hsieh, in his book Delivering Happiness, explained that the best way to gain a customer for life isn't meeting their expectations when they're happy, it's exceeding their expectations when they're unhappy. Follow-ups and tailored communication let your customers know that you're there for them when things go well, but that you'll also be there for them when things go wrong. Let's say you've had an amazing month, best lead closure and purchase volumes you've ever seen. The very next month, everything seems to fall apart. Customers are leaving in droves, revenue is way down. It's a disaster. So what happened? Without automation in place to track the customer journey, you'll likely just be guessing, which is a great recipe for long-term failure. How long did it take the customer to make a transaction? How soon after reaching the website did they receive a follow-up email? What information did they submit to complete the purchase? Maybe they bailed on their cart, but at what part of the process? Did they click away? What marketing assets are leading to the highest conversions, and which ones are bringing customer engagement to a screeching halt? With simple automation, you can see critical data on your customer's journey and make intelligent adjustments to keep your leads engaged, closed, and nurtured month after month. Still unsure where to apply automation created by software like Keep? Here are just a few of the top performing areas being automated by successful small businesses as we enter 2020. Routine communication, data entry, billing, basic paperwork, appointment scheduling, employee hiring, training, TV VCR repair, or get your degree. You can major in business management or accounting. Wait, that's a different commercial. And as we've discussed, email campaigns, follow-ups, and customer journey monitoring. Once automations like this are in place, your existing team will be set up for success and freed up to focus on big picture ideas and decisions that can help grow your small business. Thanks for watching How Can Small Business Use Automation, presented by Keep. If you want the next video in our series, watch.
Okay, we're not going to do the next video in the series, but sounds good, right? Let's see, next one. Okay, so that was my last slide, but I'm going to also give some examples. So, but also to mention, you will find a blog. We got a couple of articles on our blog, and I know there's been a comment here about examples of email nurturing, and we have a couple of blogs on email nurturing specifically, what to look for, etc. I know there's separate presentations here about email marketing specifically, but if you also want, you can check out the blogs on our website, or you can get hold of me. You will find me also on the socials. You can find our email address and all of that. So there's my details if you want to get hold of me or my company. We are based in South Africa, so feel free to reach out. Are there any questions? I know there's been a question about email nurturing. I do know that there is a section on it, but I'll say a little bit about my quick 2 cents about it. Emails are really, really valuable. Let me take down my share. Let me talk to you directly here because it's serious business. Let's see. There we go. I think you can see me now. Yeah, so the serious business. Email marketing is one of the cheapest way to really market. You only pay for your system, and that's it. You can send a lot of emails to a lot of contacts many times. So it's really, really valuable. Now, it's really, really, really valuable when you send the right thing at the right time. And this is where you need to have your segmentation in order. So I remember I had a question, I had a presentation on email marketing, and someone says, yeah, but what if I don't want to spend the time on segmenting? In your priority, then you got your priorities wrong. Because if you want to spend time on creating beautiful emails because you're a designer, but you're not segmenting to understand who you're talking to, then that won't work. So you have to segment. You have to understand who you're talking to. Also, remember that you're not talking to industry colleagues. You're not trying to impress your industry. You are trying to build trust with the client. So talk about how it benefits them. Don't talk about how fantastic you are and all the resources that you spend on X, Y, and Z. What's in it for them? What's their problem and how do you solve it? Get to that part. Also, don't be scared of repeating messaging. So I would say on a email list that I feel like I'm actively following, I would probably read every 4th email. Not because we're busy. We're getting so many emails. Even though I'm actively following it and want to know what these guys are talking about, I don't read everything. So repeat content, we don't have a lot of attention span, we forget things, or we get that, yeah, I should do that, and then we get sidetracked, or, oh, now it was lunch, or that client suddenly needed me, it was a phone call. We get very distracted. So repeating is a very, very good idea. Have similar content and just adjust. Don't adjust. Yeah, there's not a free plan of Keep, but there is. Oh, did we see we're out of time? Are we still here? Yeah, okay. But I would go for a paid version. The free versions are just not, they don't cut it when it comes to segmentation. And again, if you don't want to segment, then should you really be spending the time on it? You need your CRM for compliance. You need it for collecting all the data, so data collection, and you need it for your email automation, and you need it for your segmentation, and you need it for your deliver and impress, and you need it for your Google reviews. You need it for a lot. You want to make sure that you have a system that can automate your business, not just mediocre, still have to spend a lot of time on it. So if anyone missed that link as well, just reach out to me and I can get you sorted with that. Feel free to take the poll. I know there's a poll up there. I think I have run a minute over time. If there are any questions, feel free to ask them. I will hang around here. If not, I will say thank you so much for coming to this session.
Hello, Ines. Hello, Ines.
Hi.
Great. That's a great presentation. We have a question from a participant. I think he's asking, are there free CRM tools for small businesses that cannot afford paid versions?
Yeah, so that is a question. I saw that coming in. That is a question I tried to ask. You need to sort of prioritize where to invest, and a lot of those steps that you need to convert will be dependent on a CRM system. Now, if you have a free CRM system, they're very limited. So you will be able to do some basics, but you won't get that full effect. You won't be able to segment good enough. You won't be able to automate stuff that you need to automate to allow you to grow your business. So it's my general advice is to get a proper one, not to try to wing it with a free one. And that is because you get back to that. If your segmentation is not good enough, you're not getting results. You're still putting the effort in, but you're not getting results. You're not getting the return on investment. If you're going to spend money on ads, you want to be able to convert. So I say spend money on the conversion before you spend money on ads. Because if you're spending money on ads, that doesn't go anywhere if you don't have a collection point, if you don't have good segmentation. We have to have these things in place to make sure you get return on investment. And that means that you have to invest to also get the return.
Great. You get a follow-up on that particular one. So can you advise that someone can start with, if there are free one, then they migrate to the paid one, or they should save towards the paid version straightforward?
So for example, I can give you an example for Keep. Keep has a free trial, but it's 14 days. So you can start and you can build a business, you get access to everything. The problem with that free trial, that when that free trial is over, you don't get that price that I just popped up on the screen. You pay probably 60% more per month thereafter. So in that way, I would say go towards the paid version, because there's no contract period. So many of these software, like HubSpot, for example, once you're on a paid version of HubSpot, you have to pay for a full year. You commit yourself to a full year. With Keep, for example, you don't. So the first 3 months, I think it's almost, it's a lot off. It's a lot off. And if you don't feel like you're getting what you want out of it, you can just cancel it. And that turns out, because the chances are within those 3 months, you will have your processes running. And I do encourage also anyone that gets Keep, please be in contact with me, because I do have a lot of resources to get you going and to get you kickstarted. So what we do, we push a couple of campaigns and automations that we already built, and we put them into your app so you don't have to make them yourself. So if you do that, or if you have a Keep app or anything like that, let me know, because then we give you some resources and some assets that we have lying around for free.
Great. So that's a presentation from Ines this morning on conversion, from clicks and then returns on your investment. It's been a great session this morning, an opening session, of course. And we want to thank Ines for her loyalty to ADSA all these years. We say we are grateful. If there's anything beyond thankfulness, we say you deserve it. And we look forward to similar sessions in the future. We want to thank our audience as well. There are other sessions going on. Please join and learn, upskill and reskill. Thank you.
And feel free to connect. Like I said, I love answering questions. Feel free to connect.
Yes, please connect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.